Hello and a very warm welcome, a reflection of the Saudi Grand Prix. I've just got home. I feel it's necessary to do this video. Not something I usually do. When I'm reacting, it's emotional and it's an instant reaction. Yesterday we saw chaos, we saw safety wasn't really paramount. I mean, 20 drivers, they're reliant on the FIA and Michael Masi for safety. I wouldn't trust Michael Masi running a bath. He's already showed that he's out of his depth at this level. And again, it's like a bidding war. Okay, Jonathan, if you switch the place, you won't get a penalty. It's like, this is live in an F1 race. Yeah, I think George Russell was right. It was inevitable that there was going to be some accidents. Yeah, they really need to work. I don't really know what they can do, but driving-wise, it's fantastic. But safety wasn't really there, was it? Yeah. And then we have that really dodgy rule where you get a free tyre change on a red flag. That rule needs to be scrapped. Like, you should have to do a pit stop. A red flag comes out, you can just change your tyres. That rule has to be changed. And that's not just because Max changed his tyres. That rule needs changing because it's not right. So I'm going to try and give a fair assessment. Lewis Hamilton won the race. Another track he won at. He got the fastest lap. He was 21 points behind. It's level going into Abu Dhabi. Max he's fantastic for Formula One. He's a serial talent and will be a champion. I love Max, but I say it how I see it. I mean, it's quite ironic that he got all the penalties yesterday. I think that tells you everything you need to know about the race. But I am a Lewis fan. I'll give an honest opinion. Lewis Hamilton should have had a penalty for the incident with Nikita Mazepin in practice. 100%. I thought yesterday it was over the top. Was that a good look for Formula One? Is that what we want to see every week? Because I don't. The championship is brilliant. Red Bull and Max deserve massive praise for giving us a proper fight for the first time in 7 years. But for me, that was over the top yesterday. And yeah, like I say, safety was not taken into consideration yesterday. Max got driver of the day, which was staggering. Driver of the day is basically a popularity parade. They don't actually vote for driver of the day because Esteban Ocon wasn't even in the top three, or Giovinazzi. So driver of the day is a popularity parade. The FIA and Michael Masi have showed they are out of their depth running this great sport. And I agree with what Max said in his pre-post-race conference. We talk more about penalties and white lines than we do about the racing. Now, I fully agree with him about that. And he's true, he's right. We talk more about penalties and crashes and post-race penalties. I mean, even after the race yesterday, the stewards again, diddling and dawdling about. And then Max got a 10-second penalty. Thankfully, it didn't change the result. We go to Abu Dhabi, level on points. I'm nervous for Abu Dhabi. Max can take Lewis out, he'll be champion. He could get disqualified from the race, but he'll still be champion, won't he? So I'm very nervous. Given what happened at Saudi, yeah, Lewis gonna have to be super smart. I mean, he was super smart yesterday. And that's probably why he won the race, because he avoided contact a good 3, 4, 5 times. Played the long game and seemed to come out on top. I mean, at the start, it was all good. Then Mick Schumacher crashed, and that's when it changed. Mercedes pitted, the red flag came out, Max gets a free stop. Hamilton on the restart. There was games. Max was on pole. Hamilton was slowing down. Now, again, that's not a new thing. He does it all the time. And that infuriates me, to be honest. Shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, and then Lewis so far ahead in the braking zone. Max tries an absolute ludicrous move round the outside, cuts the corner. Then we have another red flag. Max has to give the place back. And then, to be fair, we saw what Max is best at. A world-class start, down the inside. Yeah, it was crazy. And then, again, Lewis tries to overtake him. Max won't allow it. Yeah. Lewis, I don't know what he's going to do at Abu Dhabi because Max will not allow him to overtake. He just won't do it, even if the move's complete. We saw it yesterday. The move was done, and he still tries round the outside. So he cut the corner twice, turn one, had to give the place back, and then they crashed, which Max pulled off. Yeah, the FIA should have told Mercedes first that Max would give the place back. And then we saw a lot of games after the contact where Max, very smart, dived in the last corner, got DRS. But yeah, safety was a big issue. Yeah, we need a clean fight. But I don't think it's going to happen. Abu Dhabi, I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm like 2008 Brazil. I don't want to watch the race. Yesterday it was so stressful. And Abu Dhabi is probably going to be worse than 2008 Brazil. And 2008 Brazil was the worst F1 race I've ever watched for emotions. I did not enjoy that Grand Prix. One bit. I enjoyed it once the checkered flag went, but I still believe in Lewis. But yeah, with what I saw at Saudi, I believe it'll basically will be rinse repeat. All Max has to do is take out Lewis, he's champion. Will he do it? What I saw at Saudi, anything's possible. Honestly, I would love to know your thoughts. Yeah, but one thing we did see, the FIA, Masi, out of their depth. That red flag tyre change thing needs changing. Lando Norris was furious about that. And this track needs looking at on safety. Fantastic track, high speed, literally everything an F1 car can do on its limit. But there is a safety issue. Big crash for Mick Schumacher. Then we had that pile-up. Yeah. With this incident on screen as well, what I don't understand is Lewis clearly didn't want to overtake because DRS, Max would have DRS past him again. But why did if Max was pulling off, why didn't he go to the left? And then Lewis could have gone. So yeah, there's a bit. I don't really understand it. It was one of the strangest incidents I've ever seen. And Max actually got a penalty for it, which I actually don't think Max deserved a penalty for that. It was a mass confusion. I think the right decision would have been just to say it's a racing incident. Lewis won the race anyway, so just call it quits. I'm actually glad we go to the last race, level on points. The best man will win. And if Max wins the championship, like he keeps saying, I'll be the first to come on here and congratulate him. But I want to see him win it fair and square, not by taking him out. If he goes and dominates Abu Dhabi, leads start to finish, then he deserves to be world champion. He's won more races than Lewis this season. So we see. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I've got to say, people said it was a world-class race yesterday. I don't think it was. I think safety was not taken into consideration, really. The racing was dirty. Wasn't good racing, was it? It was dirty. We saw more penalties than anything else, really. So, yeah. It was a strange event, really. I think Saudi Arabia did a good job, given how little time they had to prepare the track, etc. But yeah, it was a strange event. Need to put my charger in. Yeah, it just had that strange vibe. Yeah, so it probably was the dirtiest race I can remember watching. Like, it had the Schumacher feel to it, you know. Like, Michael Schumacher seen as a god by many, but it had that Schumacher feel, you know. That's what it felt like. I don't know. I try to be fair. Like Lewis, like I say, deserved a penalty for Nikita Mazepin. The double yellow, it was only out for a split second. Of course, Max got one at Qatar. But yeah, he deserved a penalty for the Mazepin incident. That could have been, well, it was dangerous. In the race, I think it went too far. I really do. Um, um, Abu Dhabi, we're going to be building up to it. Obviously, we have the preview, the track guide, the circuit's different, and then we jump into practice. It's going to be so tense. Lewis has won the last three. He's closed a 21-point deficit to level. What's going to happen? I literally have no idea. But one thing we can agree on, Lewis Hamilton, Max deserve huge credit. You've got arguably the best driver of all time. Statistically, he could be the best of all time if he wins the championship. And then you've got the young guy. Doesn't care about the names, whether you're Raikkonen and Vettel. He's going for it. You try to overtake him, he's coming back at you. We see what a world-class driver Max is, winning on his debut for Red Bull. Does he go too far? Absolutely. But I love him. He doesn't care. He just doesn't care. And that's why he's adored by many. Max is a world-class driver. Does he overstep the limit? Absolutely. We've seen that in Brazil. I mean, Brazil, for example, go back to that incident. That is the clearest penalty I've seen all season. And the stewards didn't give one. Yet they get handed out penalties yesterday. So, again, consistency. Where is it? Comment down below your thoughts. Honestly, comment down below. I thought I stick to the same opinion. People said it was a good race. I actually don't think it was. I think it was chaos, carnage, dangerous, and it was a dirty race. I want to see a clean fight in Abu Dhabi, but will it happen? I'm not so sure.